Welcome to the road to $1 million in cryptocurrency live stream, where I'm going to try and document my journey over the next 300 plus days to see if it's possible to become a crypto millionaire. Now, if you're new, my name is Ash. I'm an entrepreneur and I believe in financial education because that, my friends, is the only way you and I are going to build financial independence. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, and join me on this amazing journey. This is day 54. It's so hard to believe. I got lots of crazy news for you guys today. We are looking at the crypto markets again. Why you probably want to buy the dip on Bitcoin and probably Ethereum, and we'll also be taking a look at some crypto DeFi news in particular. I'll also show you my portfolio. In this section, though, we're going to just fire off a quick tweet. BTC at 48K. Let's get back up there. By the dip. All right, and PS, we're live. Excellent. Okay, and tweet. Awesome. By the way, if you guys are following me on Twitter, please head over there and retweet that so more people can get some access to this content, and hopefully we keep more people educated and safe out in the crypto world. All right, let's jump in and take a look at the markets here really quickly, you guys. So right now we are looking at a $46,900 Bitcoin, and of course we know, or in case you didn't know, pretty much all of cryptocurrency is influenced by Bitcoin. And so that's something that is really quite important, and something really important happened yesterday. And I'm just going to open up Binance here so you guys can actually see. We hit a $48,144 high over the last 24 hours. That means that we have now officially passed our first level of resistance. We've actually pushed past that $47,000 resistance level, and so that's moved according to the data. In case you want to know where this data is coming from, this is barchart.com/crypto/quotes. It's basically a cheat sheet. These people do lots of fundamental analysis so that you and I don't have to. And right now they're saying that, of course, the new pivot point resistance level, the first level of resistance, of course, is $48,927.87. So, of course, if we can push past that, then we'll definitely see 50,000, which is really cool, which means that this presents, according to the data, according to the statistical data, this presents an interesting buying opportunity if you're dollar cost averaging, in which case I think it's really important to do. So, please consider doing that on a regular basis. That's something we'll be doing from now on, and I'll try to show that to you guys on a weekly basis. Let's take a look at the other coins here now. ETH has also fallen considerably, about $100 there. I think it hit a high of 3,370 or something like that, and so about $100 in value there. But crazy thing, the rest of the markets are looking quite strong. The other projects, ADA, for example, very strong. It sort of looks like it's almost unfazed. It's exactly where it was yesterday, which is really cool. It's up 11% compared to the rest of it. XRP is another one that has pretty much come out of nowhere and risen by 20% over the last 24 hours, which is really cool. And over the last 7 days, it's risen by a crazy 50%. I remember looking at the XRP in my wallet when it was like 70 cents. I was considering selling actually at that point, but my wallet didn't allow me to, because apparently you need a minimum balance of XRP. That's kind of their way of protecting investors. So that's really looking quite interesting. I'm very interested to see where that goes. A couple other projects, of course. Polygon Matic is a big one. We didn't see that big of a change. It did drop with the big caps, only about 1.5% change over the last 24 hours there. But yeah, the altcoins are looking really, really strong. And I think with Bitcoin headed up towards 50,000, that could be a very, very interesting space for the altcoin. So if you have the opportunity to dollar cost average on a weekly basis, today would be a good day to maybe consider purchasing some of these projects. I personally, for those of you who just want to know how I would diversify, I would probably put 50% of my DCA budget into Bitcoin, and then I'll split the rest. I'll probably put like 25% in ETH, and then split the rest across the other coins here. Again, this is completely subjective and up to you. Please make sure you do your own research. We're not giving you financial advice here, just showing you what the markets are doing there. So that's quite interesting. I was able to sell some ETH yesterday at just under 3,300, which is pretty cool. I was able to take some profit there, and I think that's really quite important. That you do take profit if you see the opportunity. That's something that is very, very, very important. All right, cool. So let's take a look at some other indicators here. So this is really, I think this is a very valuable resource. I'll make sure that it's linked in the description if you guys want to check that out. This is bar chart, again, barchart.com/crypto/quote/cheat sheet. We are looking at a second resistance level of $50,268 on Bitcoin there. And so, of course, if we push past that, then we'll basically potentially, don't know for sure, nobody can read the future, but based on the statistical analysis, we could push past and maybe get back to our original $64,000 position, maybe even push past that, which would be really, really cool. This, by the way, for those of you who are miners like myself, and by the way, in case you haven't, you didn't know, I have been a cryptocurrency miner for 7-8 months now, and the price of equipment is directly influenced by the price of the cryptocurrency, and the biggest ones, of course, being Bitcoin. So if you're getting into Bitcoin mining, you most likely have to purchase ASIC miners, application-specific integrated circuit miners. Those get priced directly according to the price of the coin, and it's terrible. So if you wanted the best opportunity to purchase ASICs this year prior to the initial pump in January, that would have been around the 20th of July, when the markets were way down. You could get the top of the line units for like $5,000. Now they're back up to about $10,000, unless you can find them used locally. Unfortunately, you're gonna struggle finding those mining equipment. However, that said, EIP 1559, which is basically the London hard fork on Ethereum. I'll just go ahead and open it up here, etherchain.org. This was the London hard fork that basically took place a week ago. And this kind of tells you what's been happening with EIP 1559. You can also check out how much ETH has been burned. Over $100 million, which is quite crazy, that has been burned so far. And this is basically the mining fees. So what's happening now as a knock-on effect is that graphics cards are actually becoming a lot cheaper, and they're also becoming more abundantly available. Now, NVIDIA has recently launched a second wave of RTX 30 series cards. In case you have no idea what I'm talking about, let's just go ahead and pull up a little graphic here. So this would be the higher end cards, the 3080, 3090, 3070, those kinds of cards. These have been the most sought after cards for mining. And as a result, everywhere you look, you most likely have to pay 2x, sometimes 3x the price, because they're just not available, because all the miners have purchased them, but also all the scalpers have purchased them because they know miners want them, and then they mark it up and they sell it at a 2x or 3x price. So that's been happening for the most part this year. And so NVIDIA, in an attempt to counter this, has relaunched these cards as a version 2 limited hash rate specific card. So in other words, when you plug in the card and you start mining on the version 2 cards, you are going to get like half the hash rate. So 3080, for example, you most likely could have gotten like 100 mega hash. Now you're going to get like 50 to 60 mega hash on the version 2 cards. On the previous version, of course, the mining, the most sought after cards for miners, those are still doing 100 mega hash, etc. So that's something that's happening right now, and as a result, this is pushing, as a result of the surplus of supply, this is of course pushing prices down, which is amazing, both for gamers and for miners. And as a result, I'm also now looking at potentially reinvesting in more 30 series cards, specifically the mining versions that are, they're not as cheap as they were last year, but they are now available. And they're considerably cheaper than what they were towards the beginning of this year. So that's something I'm really, really excited about. I'll most likely give you guys some information. If you are in the UAE, you can text me on Telegram, and I'll tell you where to go in case you are interested in picking up a few of these cards, either for gaming or mining purposes. So that's something I'm really quite excited about there. Right, so DeFi. So what's happening in the DeFi space? Now, in the DeFi space, we are looking at a few really interesting projects. The first piece of news that kind of got my attention was Polypop, and how they're kind of announcing that they are the largest spenders on the Polygon network in terms of marketing. So if you have no idea what Polypop is, it's basically a yield farm on the Polygon network, and they have gone through 3 layers right now. Their ball token is the most recent. Let's actually try and reload this chart here for you. Their ball token, if it actually does load up here, is their most recent layer. And as you can see, it launched around $4 and it hit a high of like almost $300. So if you got in early on the ball token launch, you're able to make significantly more money just by trading this token. Well, that said, this has also become a very, very popular, more well-known yield farm in the Polygon network. And as a result, lots of people love farming there, which is great, actually. I personally do not farm there. I do use some other projects that I'm quite interested in. I'll tell you guys what I'm interested in just a sec. But they claim to be the biggest spender in terms of marketing. Now that kind of tells me that they're very confident that they can maintain price stability. They're also very confident that they can maintain investor interest. And so if you're looking for a project that does actually reinvest into marketing and growing, Polypop might be a good option to look at. Again, not financial advice. Make sure you do your own research. Second piece of news in DeFi, in case you're interested. This is going to be another potential, I don't know for sure, lavacake. As you know, lava has been the craziest ride since it launched. That first week was probably the craziest we've ever seen in the DeFi space because of that harvest lockup system, which subsequently every other farm decided to copy without the same success, unfortunately. I think the only one that came relatively close to it was Frozen Cake, and that's just due to speed of implementation. Unfortunately, however, they botched it up with their token supply and that sort of thing. Regardless, for those of you who are lava cake fans, this is going to unlock in the next 3 hours or so, which means that price might dip a little bit, and you might have an opportunity to potentially buy the dip and then ride up again in case you're interested. Let's actually take a look at what the charts have been doing there. Again, this is not financial advice. I personally have not invested in lava for the longest time, but as you can see here, they tend to dip when the harvest unlocks, and then they tend to kind of go up again in value over time. And if we just look at the percentages here, if that was the dip at minus 51%, we're looking at, you could say, a roughly 20-25% increase here, maybe even up to 30% increase after the harvest closes again. And so that might be an interesting opportunity in case you're a conservative trader in the DeFi space. This has proven to be a more stable project. However, I personally am not touching it because I don't think they have the same kind of appeal that they had when they first launched. That first week of Lavacake's existence was really cool. Regardless, however, I thought I'd let you guys know in case you're interested in buying that dip. The other one, which is their layer 2, is called Restaurant DeFi, and this completely messed people up. I'm so glad that I did not touch this token, but this rose in value considerably, actually, to, I think it was like, it went up to like $300 at launch, and it was absolutely crazy for a start. And then it just completely disintegrated, as well as it completely disintegrated all the investors because of the terrible mechanics when it comes to the harvest lock and just the taxes and all of that stuff. It's just been a terrible experience. So for those of you who are interested in trading this is going to open in the next 13 hours or so. As you can see, it launched around $1, shot up to $300. I do not think we're going to see any kind of crazy exponential growth like that again, unfortunately. But in case you are somebody who believes in the Lava team and Restaurant DeFi by extension, you are free to invest in that. That's opening in the next 13 hours. The one that I'm really quite excited about is Arcadium. This is a farm that I'll personally be joining, mostly because I've seen what they've done with their layer 1, which is Poly Wants a Cracker. Very crazy name, very weird, crazy name. The founder / developer of this project has put in an incredible amount of effort, and he's also somebody who's incredibly experienced in this field. He's actually been in the cryptocurrency space since the very early days of Bitcoin. You can take a look at the Poly Wants a Cracker white paper so you get to know a little bit more about him, as well as his intentions for this. And I've just seen incredible buyback on this token. So of course, you join the farm, you join the pool, you put your money in like one of these stable coins, and then you just you farm out the native, you sell the native, etc. Standard yield farming procedure. Now, what's different about Arcadium or Poly Wants a Cracker, and by extension Arcadium, is that they have this very strategic intentional buyback and burn procedure, which actually ends up pushing the coin price up instead of down, like what we see in every other farm. And they actually have a dedicated wallet to do so. Now, I highly recommend that you guys check this out. This is not an endorsement. This is not a sponsorship of any kind. It's just something that I personally will be looking at investing in because I think they have had a very interesting layer 1 run, and as a result I'm willing to give them a try on layer 2. You'll notice that here they've got 2 coins this time that are farmable, which is the My Friends token, which basically gives you, the investor, part ownership in their platform, and of course the Arcadium token, which is the governance of the platform there. And so that's launching, or rather that's opening in 23 hours. You can, for now, trade both the Arcadium and the My Friends token. Again, it's stadiumarcadium.farm if you are interested in looking at that. And of course, my portfolio, for those of you who are interested, I will just give you a really quick update here as to what I have personally been doing. So, for those of you who don't know, I am investing in 3 primary areas in the cryptocurrency space. And again, this is just not money that I depend on. This is just money that I'm putting away in addition to my other investments in the traditional space, as well as my other business investments. And so in cryptocurrency, I always say only invest what you can afford to lose, and always do so with the right strategy in mind. Okay, don't put your life savings in. And so what I've personally gotten into here is mining. That's kind of how I got my start in cryptocurrency. As you can see, that's made up a large portion of my initial investment there. And then, of course, DeFi making up the second portion. I started mining Polymonster, which has been going really, really well. Unfortunately, however, the coin price has fallen considerably, and so I decided to pull out, wait for the bottom, and then I might jump back in if it survives. And of course, my third investment here is my DCA portfolio. And right now my DCA portfolio is just made up of BTC and ETH. However, I will publicly be showing you what I'll be investing in every single week. We might actually do one tomorrow, or rather I might do one tonight, and I'll show you what I invested in tomorrow, because I'd like to actually buy this dip that we're experiencing right now, because I think we're going to shoot way past $50,000 very soon. And so I'd like to maybe do this on a regular basis, to actually show you the other side of my investing strategy, not just the degen farming side. In terms of Polymonster, what I've been doing over the last few days, as you can see, yesterday was actually the most profitable. I did about $54 there in Polymonster, and that was off of a $200 investment. But again, I highly recommend that you do some research. I personally love their system, and so I decided to check that out. It's been really profitable for me personally. But you might want to, find the bottom, or wait for the bottom before you jump in. I think it's going to go way less than 1 cent, and then maybe that would be a good opportunity to get in. In terms of mining here, we did about $21 on Bitcoin yesterday and $49 on ETH yesterday. And so that brings us to an average of $21.33 on Bitcoin per day and $51 average on ETH per day, which brings our daily earnings to about $100 per day right now. That's mining plus yield farming combined. We were doing a lot better towards the earlier part of the year, but unfortunately lots of scams happened. In case you missed out what happened with me over the last few weeks, I got really sick. I was traveling in Europe. I got really, really sick. And let me actually go to the chat here and read some of your comments. I got really, really sick. And then unfortunately, I lost all of my mining crypto, about $4.5 grand. I actually bought the dip, right? So around the 20th of July, Matic fell to like 66 cents or something. I bought 4,500 Matic at 70 cents, and I was waiting to just ride it up. If I had held it, if I was able to actually hold it till now, I'd be like 2x profit, which would mean that I have like $9,000. But unfortunately, that wallet got hacked, or rather, my computer got hacked, and somehow they were able to get access to my private keys, and they drained my wallet. So unfortunately, I lost all my mining crypto, had to start from the beginning again. And so right now, our beginning point, you could say, is around $556. I've been trading ETH. I bought ETH, and as a result, that kind of helped me increase my position there. I set aside $500. I was able to get it to about $550. So that's been pretty healthy. But that's where I'm at. We took a very, very, very significant hit this year, and as a result, taking a few steps back on our investing. But we're not giving up. We are definitely still gunning for that $1 million target, even if it takes us like 5 years. I will make sure that we get there. So with that said, let's say hi to you guys. I really apologize for rambling on for that long. I apologize. So we got Good Sushi here. Welcome, Good Sushi. Appreciate you hanging out. Are you familiar with Altcoin Season Index? I am not familiar with Altcoin Season Index, but I will make sure to write it down. Hold on, Altcoin Season Index. We'll definitely check that out. All right, cool. APC is here. APC, it's been a really long time. You know, I actually had a thought that you would show up in today's live stream. I appreciate you hanging out, APC. Welcome to the live stream, my friend. It has been a long time. Welcome back to the UAE. I appreciate it. And APC, let's chat. Let's chat about mining. I got some more news soon. Let's chat. Let's chat on WhatsApp. APC says it starts with 100 mega hash and then it will drop to like 60 mega hash. Oh, dude, that sucks. Yeah, unfortunately, that's what happens. I know that with the 3060, when they launched the 3060, that had some kind of exploit, a driver exploit. So you could download the developer drivers and you could run that at a full like 50 something mega hash, which is great. But the newer cards that came out have a hardware chip system that prevents them from reaching the full hash potential. And NVIDIA's intention with that, by the way, they're very sneaky and it's all about profits. It's not about you, the gamer. Well, technically it's partially about you, but it's actually about profits, because what NVIDIA's strategy was to do was actually launch a mining series cards called the CMP-X series. And so the dash stands for a number, right? So they've launched a mining series cards where you can mine. You can only mine on these cards, basically. There are no display ports or anything like that. I'm not sure if you can game on there, but anyways. So that's been their intention. They want to drive miners to that that segment of their market, and they want to obviously reserve a lot of the standard cards for gamers and that sort of thing. But it's definitely profit-driven. The whole limited hash rate thing, definitely profit-driven. Mods Forever says, thanks for sharing the bar chart. Will come in handy. Yeah, absolutely. I got another really, really awesome, really, really cool suggestion. In case you guys are interested in trading, let me show you. Let me see here. It's on my Telegram, and this was shared to me by a very good friend and team member. Let me just try and find it here on my Telegram, and I'll share it with you. This is another little cheat sheet, if you like. If you don't want to go ahead and do all your fundamental research and technical analysis yourself, you can actually take a look at this Binance resource where they've kind of done everything for you. Just give me a sec here. I will find it sometime this year, I promise. Just a sec, I'm almost there. All right, where is it? Where is it? All right. Okay, perfect. So this is it. This is called, I'll actually put this in the, I'll put this in the chat for you guys in case you want to check it out. And I'll also put in the description for those of you who like trading and who are interested in futures as well. So if you want to know where the market's headed, it's kind of plotted out here for you. You can take a look at indexes, you can take a look at trading data, you can take a look at funding rate history. It's pretty much got everything. It's very, very futures focused. So you have to obviously know what you're looking at here. But if you're somebody who's interested in trading, you'll know that the futures market actually influences a lot of where the market goes, right? People love doing longs and shorts, trading with leverage, that sort of thing. And so this resource is going to come in handy, and it's going to basically give you a little cheat sheet, if you like, plotted out in a graph form. This is binance.com/en-eu/futures/funding history-3. And that's where you can find all that information in case you want another resource for trading. For those of you who are more like me, long-term investors, you like to dollar cost average, of course I recommend just setting aside a set amount every single week that you put in, whether it's like $10 or $1,000, whatever you can afford. and that way you get to buy the lows, the highs, the mids, all points of the market, and that way you get to kind of average out your expenditure. Okay, trying to time the market, relying on fundamental technical analysis, that's for very, very advanced users. And I have to admit, I'm not that advanced. I am learning still, even though I can understand a lot of it. Highly recommend that you guys, pick the strategy that's right for you, definitely. Adwaith is here. What's up, my friend? It's good to see you again. Appreciate you hanging out. I'm doing good. I'm much better. I thought I had COVID, by the way. But good news, I did not have COVID. It was just pneumonia, but it absolutely sucked. It was terrible. And I was sick for like 3 weeks. It was terrible. But I'm good now. I'm really good. Interwoven 222 is here. Welcome. Ouch, that hurts me hearing that loss. This incoming bull run is still juicy. Yes, absolutely. I'm very excited. It's going to be amazing. And luckily, I didn't lose every bit of crypto. And I'm kind of at the point where I was pre-hack. If you could say that. Interwoven says, I'm going 30% into high risk, low market cap coins for the absurd ROI potentials. I would love to actually hear what those are. If you can share that in either our Telegram group, or if you want to DM me on Telegram, that would be amazing. I would love to chat with you more about that. Maybe even start a discussion, Our Telegram group, you guys, need some love. So please make sure you guys get in there and you stir up some conversation, because that's what it's all about. I realize that I have been away for that long, and as a result, we have taken a considerable step backwards in terms of engagement. But we're getting back, and good news as well. We are going to be launching our very own project very, very soon. We're actually trying to build out the pre-sale contracts right now. If you missed the announcement, I'm now part of the foundation that is behind the Don't Ape This project. I did make a video review about that. I'm very excited to see how that goes. I joined the team as sort of a strategic advisor / marketing specialist, and so I'm very, very excited to bring you that project, which is an easy way for me to actually bring you safe projects instead of having to hire developers and pay them, and that's just a lot harder. So I decided to join this team. I'm very excited to bring you those projects. We'll be launching the second phase, or rather the second launch of the DAT token, followed by a layer 2 farm, which is going to be really, really cool. I think you guys will get real value out of that. So anyways, I really appreciate you guys. I'm not going to ramble on for too much longer. Before I go, I am very, very excited to tell you about this workshop. If you're somebody who wants consistent income online every single month, I highly encourage you guys to check out this workshop, which I personally put together. It is all about learning how to build your own information product business online. I'll teach you how to go from 0 to sales in less than 60 days. Guaranteed results. It's totally for free, by the way. You don't have to pay anything to attend this. You'll find the link in the description below. With that said, guys, we're going to bring this to a close. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for the support. You guys have been amazing. If you're new here, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on notifications if you haven't done so. These are all my social media handles. I'd really appreciate if you guys follow me, especially on Twitter, so you can retweet out whatever I tweet out daily, and that way we can create more exposure. Remember, it's all about education on this channel. It's all about making sure you guys get the best experience. By the way, before I forget, we're going to launch a new Fire Grinders podcast episode today, which is going to be teaching you how to set up an emergency fund. My very good friend Sean and I have put together this podcast. We've shot a few episodes. I've just been like really behind on the editing, but the second episode is going live tonight. It's going to drop tonight. Make sure you guys check that out. Share it. You can also find it on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, etc. And hopefully it'll bring you guys some value. Anyways, I hope that you guys stay safe out there. If you haven't gotten one of these yet, please do yourself a favor and invest in a hardware wallet. This is a Ledger Nano X. It's going to store your private keys. It's going to keep all your cryptocurrency safe. Make sure you guys get one. You don't have to get this. You can get whatever hardware wallet you want, really, but Ledger is pretty much one of the best ones out there in terms of brand, so I highly recommend it. I've been using it for a little while. It's great. That way your private keys are not exposed. Don't make the same mistake as I. Keep safe out there. Catch you guys in tomorrow's live stream. Take care, everybody.